Hi, I'm CJ Altenburg with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. We have a new Cimarron Lonestar stock combo sitting behind me. This is a 2023 model. Over the last 18 months, 24 months, it's been really hard for us to bring you kind of some new, exciting inventory to bring to you, some new concepts, some new ideas. Obviously, we've built a lot of custom trailers. We've been able to show you a lot of those. But this is one that we've been working on for a while, and we're really excited to finally get it to where we can actually physically get it here for you. So again, these stock combos have become so versatile. They're so popular because of that versatility. You can haul livestock, you can haul horses, you can haul toys. So that was our thought behind this trailer right behind me. We'll go ahead and take a look at the drawing, then I'll walk you through the trailer itself. So this one here, it's a 24-foot combo. We have a slant wall front tack room on this one. And then in the stall area, we did a couple unique things. We have a center gate, but then we've got some dividers for you. But we made it to where this trailer can be easily converted into more of a stock trailer by removing those dividers, which we'll show you. But this one's 7'6" wide. It's 7'1" tall, but we decided to go 7'6" wide to give you just a little bit extra width on this trailer. And then we've got a dual swing out system on this one as far as a tack door on each side of the trailer so you can work off of either side of it. But every one of these trailers is a little bit unique. We'll walk you through just all the different concepts and ideas we had on this one, different options, just to bring you a very versatile, very just user-friendly trailer that we really are excited to show you. Very first thing is, just when we started optioning this trailer and looking at it, we looked at it and finally said, you know what, the last thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and put a hydraulic jack on this. There for a while we had it optioned with a manual crank, and we just said, you know, this is too nice of a trailer. Let's go ahead and put this electric over hydraulic system. It does have a manual override, the equalizer systems that Cimarron uses. We really like those because in emergency situations, you can get this on or off the truck. Battery box, because you're going to need a battery to run that jack. So you've got a built at the factory Cimarron box with the same key latch that you're going to find on all these tack doors as well. But there's your battery, and there's a battery disconnect. The battery disconnect became standard on the 22 models. That was something we continue to put on trailers with hydraulic jacks, and you know, we just kept pushing and saying, hey, you really need to just make this a standard option. Just because when you go to put this trailer away, when you unhook it, the last thing you can do is reach in that box and turn that to the off position, and it kills all power to this trailer. So if we accidentally do leave a stall light on, a light in the tack room, it's not going to drain this battery. So we like that, and we like this new system with these new boxes that Cimarron's building because we can put that same key latch on there. Just really try to reduce the amount of keys you need. You only need two for this trailer. One for the tack doors, and then one for the jack. That's it. Where in the past we've had to incorporate a third key in there. So just try to really, you know, just make it a lot user-friendly, a lot less confusing as far as operation of the trailer. Now, one other thing that we put a lot of emphasis on, if you watched our videos, looked at our inventory, is this gooseneck drop wall height. Over the years, all these pickups have gotten taller as far as their bed height. Well, what that does is it creates a challenge for you to have plenty of bed clearance here, but also make the trailer run level. And on some older trailers with these newer trucks, you'll get one of two things. You'll either have plenty of bed clearance because you've nosed the trailer up so it's running on the back axle, or you have no bed clearance and the trailer's running level. We want that to all match up. We want to be able to do that. We want you to be able to back underneath one of these trailers, us adjust that coupler to where it needs to be for you to run level. So equal weight distribution, but plenty of bed clearance. So over the years, 50 inches has been standard. We've gone in and made ours 53. Now, it does cut into this gooseneck 3 inches, but believe me, you're really not even going to notice it had I not told you that. But what it allows us to do is it allows us to get that bed clearance we want. Typically, we want at least 6 inches, 6.5. Ideally, I want to see about 8, 8.5. I mean, I want to be able to touch my pinky to the top rail and maybe graze the bottom of this or not even touch it. I'm not going to tell you you're never going to get in your bed rail, because there are situations where that can happen. But now we've drastically reduced the probability of that actually happening because we've gone in and made that And we do this on a lot of our using trailers like this, 3 and 4 horse goosenecks. Our air ride trailers, 17 5-inch wheels, 19 5-inch wheels, you don't need to do that because we're actually picking the box up. But Fords and Dodges have been taller, and then GM with their new body style has gone up 2 inches. So every new manufacturer that rolls in here, we should be able to back underneath one of these Cimarrons, adjust it to where it needs to be. So again, running level, plenty of bed clearance. Now, as we get in this tack room, this setup has become very, very popular. You'll see this on a lot of our, we've done this on 4 horses, 5 horses, 6 horses. We've done it on a couple stock combos, but this one here, we definitely wanted to option it this way. We always say that if you're traveling with somebody, maybe it's we always joke around here, it's a his and her side. Somebody can have one side of the trailer, someone else can have the other side. So you can tie horses on one side of the trailer, they can tie their horses on the other side, and all the tack is on that side for them to work off of on this tack room itself. These are mirroring tack options as far as each door. So very first thing we do is we put a 42-inch wide door on here, which I'll talk about in a second. But on that door, you're gonna have a 4-tier blanket pole rack on a gas shock, a brush tray for your smaller miscellaneous items to throw in there. Maybe it's brushes, maybe it's curry combs, maybe it's hoof picks, maybe it's fly spray bottles. Any of those items can just be thrown right in that box, very easily accessible and right there. Now this 42-inch wide door, there's a reason for that. And the reason is because we have a swing out saddle rack on a gas shock as well. We did 3 pads per side. These are adjustable. We can move these up and down. We can space them differently. You can do whatever you want here. But now you got your swing out. Now your saddles are right out here for you to grab, being on ground level. The 42-inch wide door has a couple different features. One is, as you can see, with it swung out, even if you have saddles on there, you can still work in and out of the trailer. A lot of manufacturers will do a tighter door, which means this has to be out or it has to be swung in for you to get in the tack room. There's not enough room to work around it. The other reason why is when you go to swing it back in, you can see that distance there. So we're not having saddles drag on these door frames. Nobody wants that. So these nice wide doors, as you can see, it's really inviting getting in and out of this tack room. We've got a fold up step on each door because where I'm standing versus this, that's a big step. That's about an 8-inch difference there. Easier transition getting into this actual tack room by having those fold up steps. Now as you come in, you're going to notice very first thing is a boot box right here. This is an 18-inch, so it's a really deep boot box as far as depth. That way you can put a lot of things in. Buckets, a lot of your bigger buckets will actually fit in this. The 12-inchers won't allow that. So if we can put one of these 18-inchers in there, we do. And we only put it partial way across this partition wall because we're already in with a short wall on this driver's side. So again, we wanted to be able for you to just be able to flow in and out of this trailer, not stepping over it. If we would have ran that box over, or even a 12-inch all the way over, it tightens everything up. This works as a great step as well for you to hop up in the gooseneck. You've got 2 windows, an LED light up in that front part of the nose itself. So throwing a mattress, throwing a bedroll, especially with it being 7'6" wide, you know, you can get a wide mattress and really shove it up there. Cimarron nose is 8'2" long versus a lot of the competitors that are 7'6" to 7'8", so a lot more depth to this. Over to the right, you're going to notice a tray. That'll be storage for our plexiglass, which I'll show you here when we get to the outside of this trailer. But that way you can keep things nice and organized. We're not just throwing plexiglass up here into the neck where something else could get thrown on it and break. And then you've got this shelf right over here. So it goes from the gooseneck drop wall to basically this door. But it's got a shelf up here with a nice lip and then a clothes bar that goes across so we can hang some clothes, put some items up there. And then we put a little radius to this nose, just because as we found when you naturally kind of walk in, I'm not extremely tall by any means, but as I come in here, you know, you're just kind of looking at other places. We wanted to round this off just to make it a little bit more smooth. That was, again, just seeing some other trailers that we built that had that kind of at a 90 and squared off. We said, hey, just put a little radius to that. I think it'll work better, and we do. We like the way it turned out there. We've framed for an AC unit, so if you ever wanted to put an air conditioner in here, or even a vent, because a lot of the camper style vents and air conditioners have the same footprint. So that part of it's already done. It'll save you a lot of money and a lot of time and effort as far as having to frame after the fact. That part of it's already done. Then if we look on our partition wall, fully carpeted. We really like to try to incorporate as much carpet as we can on these nicer trailers like this, just because we know that you're going to hang a lot of stuff on there. Why scuff up a wall? Why scuff up your tack itself? But as you can see, we went with 2 rows of bridle hooks there. That's a design that Cimarron's come up with the last couple years. It's aluminum, it's powder coated, so they're really strong, really durable. But one thing I give them a lot of credit for is, you know, those older bridle hooks used to be tighter together. They weren't deep off the wall and they weren't very tall, so you couldn't really hang a lot of items on them, or they'd try to start falling off. So they put a little bit more depth off the wall and then made these hooks actually taller, and then put some spacing. You're gonna fill this up. We understand that, so let's give you a lot of hooks. That's why we went with 2 rows, high and low. And then always in these back corners, especially behind this swing out saddle rack, that's wasted space back there. So it's a perfect spot for a corner water tank. That's a 25-gallon gravity feed water tank. That way you can carry water on board with you. Maybe you're traveling in summer months, traffic, waiting in line to get checked in. More importantly, in my opinion, is if there's a hydrant a half-mile away, you don't have to go find that hydrant. You can actually fill your buckets up right here. One of the other things with having these dual tack doors is, you know, it used to be standard when you have a tack room like this with those LED lights, is you'd have standard 1 switch. So we put a switch on each door for this, so no matter what side you come in on this trailer, you can turn those lights on itself. We opted for white sheeting on this trailer. That is standard on Cimarrons. You can change other colors: champagne, silver metallic, charcoal metallic, black, stainless, the polished stainless option. You can do custom colors. There are upcharges for those, but this one here we went with white. On the top rail, you're going to notice that there's some LED button lights. We put a couple extra on here, not a ton, but a few more versus standard. They're small, they put off a lot of light, not a big power draw either with them being LED. And then we put a 16-inch load light here in the middle, and then there's going to be one on the other side, and then a light at the rear. So you have, again, a lot of light coverage throughout the trailer. Here's that plexiglass. So we have these 2 rows, 2 air gaps here, and then the plexiglass. Now this one being a slant wall, we have different stall lengths on each side, so we have different sizes of plexiglass. Here's an important tip that we like to give. Take out passenger side lower, tape them together. So carry like a masking tape or painter's tape that's not going to be leaving a real sticky residue, and then a Sharpie because you can write on it. Passenger lower, passenger upper, do the same for the other side. So when you go to put this plexiglass in, you know exactly where those pieces are, because you're going to have different lengths of plexiglass because of the different sides of this trailer. So believe me, it'll save you a lot of hassle, a lot of time by doing that little step there. And then you can put them in that tray up in the front that I showed you. We put 4 hooks out here. Anywhere there's an upright post, you can actually add more hooks if you'd like. On this one here, 2 7,000-pound rubber torsion Dexter axles, 16-inch aluminum wheels, balanced, nitrogen filled. You have a 1-year, no questions asked warranty on these tires. You catch road debris, you catch a nail, you have a blowout, they'll stand behind the tire for a year. That's Lion's Head, the vendor that Cimarron uses for their wheels and tires. You also have 2 years of roadside assistance. You're automatically enrolled when you purchase your Cimarron from the date you purchase it. Speaking of warranty, 8-year structure warranty, 3-year hardware warranty from Cimarron. Same thing from the date of the purchase itself. Now, this is where this trailer is going to get really unique, and we're really excited to show you this. First thing is, we have just a standard single door. It's a solid door on this one. We typically do that on our slant setups. If it's a straight wall, you'll see some of the sliders be incorporated. We can build you one of these just like this with a slider. That can be done as well. You're going to have 2 of those 8-inch awning lights at the back of this one. Give you a little bit more light coverage. We have some more LEDs on the inside of this trailer. They're all on an individual switch right back here, so I can turn on the stalls either side of this trailer in the rear. If you are a fan of rear ramps, have horses that prefer rear ramps, we can add those on here even after the fact. So don't just think, oh, it doesn't have a rear ramp, it's not the trailer for me. Other than that, I love it. Well, we can do that. White, with it again being white standard, we usually carry those white ramps. If it's a different colored trailer, that might take a little bit more lead time, about 4 to 6 weeks to get those ramps in, but those type of items can be done. So let's kind of stop and talk about this floor before we move any further. Again, with this setup and how nice it is, we said, you know what, let's not do rubber mats. So instead of rubber mats, we did worm flooring on this one. So this is a permanent, unpenetrable rubber matting. It doesn't allow that urine to get down to the floor. It's actually more cost effective for us to do it right now when the trailer's brand new and the floor is brand new rather than after the fact. You can do that to your trailer later on if you want, but your cost for just prepping and cleaning is probably going to be a little bit more per square foot. But we're a big fan of this flooring. It's got a lot of grip to it, real easy to clean, never have to pull mats out again. That is never a fun chore. Now, as you can see, we've got an actual divider right here, and then you can kind of see a center gate. So I'll kind of start working forward. So what we wanted, again, we wanted a very versatile trailer, which stock combos just in general are, because you can haul livestock, you can haul horses, you can haul toys in these. But this one here, we said, let's put a center gate that's going to match the slant wall of the partition wall, but let's give it some dividers. So if somebody wants to use it to haul horses one day and then be able to haul some, livestock or some other items, let's make it very easy. So again, there's a divider we got out of the way. Then we have a center cut gate. It slams over against the wall. As you saw, I had a snap that will actually hold that divider. Typically on our horse trailers, they'll have a big spring on those. But again, we wanted it to be versatile for you to be able to remove these dividers. So there's not the big spring there, so you actually have to hold them back. So as we get in here, there's the second one. So you actually technically have a 4-horse with a little bit bigger back stall. So if you have 2 kind of smaller horses, you could get 5 head on here very easily. But you're actually going to have dividers in these trailers. And the other cool thing is you have your center cut gate that works as one. But we have this is an AR latch here that Cimarron does. So I can actually unpin this. It's better as a 2-person job. Just because of the length and the material working with, it's not extremely heavy, but again, it is a 2-person job. So you put 1 person on the other end, and I pull down on this pin right here. It unpins from the roof, and then we pick it up out of the floor, and out we go with this divider, and then the back divider, and then you have your center cut gate. So then you have more of a traditional stock combo with a center cut gate. And then we wanted on these sizes here, this very first stall is 6'6", 39 inches, and the reason why that is our standard stall size on our slant load horse trailers. So that was our thought, that was our concept. We still wanted to be able to open up everything and hold it back. And as you get to the back of the trailer, you'll be able to see that we can still shut the back gate on this trailer with everything open. So if you want to leave them in, you can open them up. Again, remove 1 divider, remove 2 dividers, keep your center cut gate. A lot of things you can do with this trailer itself. You still get the same paddle latches that we put on our horse trailers. So heavy UHMW paddle latch, so we don't have metal to metal contact where it actually locks into. A cast aluminum piece that's powder coated, nothing protruding out, nothing sticking out. Animal safety is first and foremost. With it being 7.6 wide, you're gonna have a little bit of wheel well, but we like these wider stock combos, and I know that customers really like them as well. But Cimarron does a great job tapering them up, tapering back here. We don't have 90-degree angles there as well. Kick mats on tail side, and then the partition wall. There's those LED lights I was telling you about. You got 3 of them in here. Those are the big OptiBright lights, put off a lot of light coverage. And again, not a lot of big power draw. Now, the floor. We're standing on the industry's best floor, guys. It is a 12-inch extruded deck piece that locks in high and low. A lot of competitors will only have one spot to lock in. Well, then it's not as strong, where if you have 2 points of locking, it doesn't have as much give there. So 4-inch centers across the entire length of this trailer. So wherever you have a horse, wherever you have, you know, whether it's a steer, a heifer, a cow on here, they're standing on a support beam. A lot of competitors will have 6, 8, 12-inch, 9-inch centers. There's not a lot of support for the animals to stand on. That's where you get pits and waves over time, where urine can collect, corrode, and then do damage to the floor. We don't have to worry about that with the worm, but you also have the strongest floor. So if you want to understand quality of a trailer, especially all these all aluminums, just crawl underneath and look at the bottom, and that's a good starting point in my opinion. Then you have the insulated roof. That's standard on every single Cimarron as well. So it's really strong, it's really durable. I can walk on this roof and it will not dent it. So it'll take substantial hail, but more importantly, it will help with the overall temperature in the stall area. It will keep it about 20% cooler versus aluminum sheeted roofs. That is a big difference. I mean, you come into our lot in the summertime where it's been almost 100 degrees, 5 p.m. on this asphalt, and we'll take you to one trailer with aluminum roof. You feel the heat, and we'll take you to a Cimarron, and you will definitely tell a difference of that stall area temperature. So think about your animals actually in there dealing with that. Now with the plexiglass, you know, you can't actually tie on to the upright posts. So we put a tie rail in between those two, the full length over here on driver's side. So you've got the ability to tie to that actual tie rail. And then obviously if you have the plexiglass out, you can actually tie to the actual upright post. If you wanted to add D-rings in here, some actual tie rings in here, we can do that as well. But again, this is such a cool setup, and we're really excited just to be able to show you what some of the different things you can do. And combos are versatile. I feel like we just took this a step further. Then the other thing, since it does have the dividers and 7/6 wide, we do have this strap that goes across the butt strap that connects over. So again, as you crack this back gate open, you know, you don't have somebody trying to come out on you or try to back up. That will at least hold them there. So again, rear ramps can be added. You can add hay racks. A lot of different things can be done after the fact to these trailers. This one's got already a lot on it, but doesn't mean that we can't tweak it just to be exactly what you want as well. And then at the front of that stall area, you're actually going to have an escape door, and it's actually got a chest bar that goes across there. So we do the chest bars or butt bars on smaller openings. Where you get into those bigger openings, we like the actual strap, just because it's not as big of an aluminum piece that could be swinging at you if somebody hits it or bumps it. Then, like I said, we have a mirroring tack door on driver's side. So again, 42-inch wide door, 4-tier blanket pole, gas shock, brush tray. Then you have your fold-up step and swing out saddle rack on a gas shock. So again, as you kind of let it go, it'll actually kind of work towards you, and then as you go in, it'll work back into the trailer as well. But this gives you, again, that ability to work off of each side of this actual trailer itself. Then you've got your light switches inside each door. And like I mentioned with the battery box, each one of these has the same door latch as well. And I want you to notice one other thing on these Cimarron doors. From the edge here to that window, that's all framework. That is a big, heavy-duty door that Cimarron builds. That's what we're going to use every time we use this trailer, so why not give it some strength? We've seen them on some 3-horse goosenecks on the rear doors. They're built the same way. They've actually picked up the back of a trailer using a floor jack with just the door, and it didn't tweak the hinges, because those are welded with grease zerks as well. If you look at that door, there's 5 of those hinges right there on that door alone. So they're easy to maintain too with having those grease zerks. There's a brass rod in there with a groove worked into it. So when you feed that grease to it and you open and close that door, it actually wants to feed that grease throughout the entire welded hinge there. A lot of competitors will just run a welded hinge, so it's really hard to get anything in there. If it starts squeaking, you're gonna have to heat it up and then try to get something fed in there that's gonna loosen it up. But again, talk about such a cool, such a unique trailer. Again, we're really excited to show this one to you just because of everything that it has. So I'm gonna give you the stock number on this one. So if you're interested in it, you can give us a call. It is a 2023 Cimarron Lonestar stock combo, 5N221484. This trailer is available today. We do take trade-ins. Maybe you want a bumper pull into a gooseneck. Maybe you got a stock trailer, you want to go into a combo. Maybe you have a living quarters, you will need to get into a stock combo. We do take trades, so we can work either way on those if you need to upsize or downsize, whatever you need to there. Financing's available, and we do offer delivery as well. So you have the potential to deliver it to your doorstep. So give us a call. Anybody on our sales team can help you out with this. That number is 303-684-3400. We appreciate you tuning in, and have a good day.